So welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and this is episode 540 even. Now, I hope you're well and good. I hope you're ready to learn. And I always do this with my private group coaching calls for my paid program. Before we do anything, there's something that we do together, and without going into all the details of it, but it's about setting up the intention for the next period of time. And there's like over an hour to an hour and 15 minutes or so together on these group coaching calls. And I want to be able to do that with you now to the smallest degree to get things going. I want you to really think about what is your intention for today. I don't want it to be just about what I am about to say. I want it to be about what you want to achieve. So consider, what intentions do you have with this time together, whether you're listening to this on the Hypnosis app or the podcast, or if you're listening live right now on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I really want to be able to get your mind in the right place, set things up with the best of intentions. And by doing so, you can just go, look, I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to change. I'm ready to grow. And speaking to my unconscious mind, I wonder what epiphanies we can have, what insights, what new knowledge we can acquire, which will allow us to experience a deeper level of happiness. Now, on these Fridays, we kind of sometimes do these power talks, or we do sometimes chill out ones. And today I want it to be more of a power talk. I want us to really kind of get to the truth of the matter about, look, where you are, where you want to be, what is getting in your way. And to realize that no matter what you're going through right now, there's always an opportunity to change. I want you to really go, look, even though all of this stuff is happening to me, I know there's an opportunity to change. We try to shy away from our issues. We try to bury them. We try to run away from them because we don't like feeling pain. We don't like feeling that contrasting experience of where we want to be to what's actually really showing up. We try to shy away or just move away from our fear, our scarcity, our worries and doubts. But I'm telling you that there's nothing to be ashamed about for having an issue. And I think that's a big issue that many people experience when it comes to the psychological and mental health of many people, that they feel bad for experiencing certain issues in their life. And that's not right. I think more than ever, we've got to know that it's okay to have an issue, not to stay the same, but to look at it and go, look, it's okay if I feel unhappy, if I feel that something's wrong. Because if we ignore it, we ignore the signals, and it's not going to change running away, because we cannot run away from ourselves. You can try to bury it, repress it, but it's still going to be there. And I want you to know that whatever you're going through on a psychological and emotional, even physiological level, but there's nothing to be ashamed to feel that way. We shouldn't feel bad about ourselves for having gone through events and for whatever reason our unconscious mind decided to make decisions to be a certain way. With all good and great intentions, you know that your unconscious mind is your best friend. It can be just misguided. But I genuinely want you to know that we should never be looking down upon ourselves for experiencing an issue. It's not fair, it's not right, and you're more than that. It's far worse to feel ashamed than to recognize that something isn't feeling good to us. You see, all the events that we go through, whatever's showing up in our world, we want to be able to take a look at it and go, do you know what? It's happening, but I'm going to do something about it. You see, this week we've been talking about certain themes, and some of the themes were noticing your patterns, noticing your thoughts, noticing the stories that you tell yourself, noticing that rather allowing it to happen just simply unconsciously, rather just allowing it to run out of control, to go, wait, I need to be conscious of what's happening in my mind, unconsciously and consciously. I've got to be aware that something's happening and I want to change it. Rather just allowing it to be repressed, unconscious strategies, we need to be conscious of what is really happening. We got to be conscious of the habits, the patterns, the triggers, all those things. Because otherwise, you are hiding from it. And to me, you're not someone who's going to hide. To me, you're not going to be someone who's going to be ashamed. I want you to go, look, this is happening and I'm ready to change. I'm ready that even if there's all this conflict and contrasting experience in my life, I'm ready to do something about it. That I'm going to do whatever it takes to make a difference. In fact, I'm going to allow this scenario, this thing which is showing up in my life, to be my opportunity to rise up because of it. To wake up and go, look, I'm more than this. Whatever you throw at me, I'm going to be bigger and stronger. I'm going to not allow it to hold me down. I'm not going to allow it to make me have fearful or scarcity thoughts. I'm going to actually go, look, I'm going to utilize this. I'm going to dig deeper than I ever have to realize there's more of me to come. You see, there's no such thing as failure. There's no such thing of that contrasting experience and going, oh, I can't do anything. No, that's not us. We're more than that. Every failure or so-called failure is actually a learning. You've done something, it didn't work out, what else can we do? Every form of loss is an opportunity to grow. Every issue that we encounter, there's something to learn about us to expand the nature of us. To notice that no matter what is happening, no matter how dark it feels, no matter how low we feel, that this lowness is going to be our foundation to do something. When every time we have a setback, we are ready for that breakthrough. We are ready to build something great. So know and assume that responsibility, that you are more than whatever you think you are, that you have everything you need to make this change. You see, some people actually say to fail fast. Now, I don't necessarily agree with the idea of it, because we're saying we're looking to fail to get over it fast, but there's something to learn from that. You see, to fail fast means to just get through those so-called failures to get to where you want to be. To go through all the no's, for all the doors which close around us, go through them, notice them, and keep on knocking at the door of opportunity. So in a way, I do like it, because it's saying that we're going to just go through it together. We're going to know that sometimes some things do not work out. But it doesn't have to define who we are, because we define who we are. Those events, those people, past and present, and even the future, do not have to be your identity. Your past doesn't have to make who you are now and in the future. Because what you decide here and today will then become your past. And that will be the new way of being. So make good decisions for your future self. Sometimes those so-called losses or failures can be the biggest spark to make us wake up. They can cause us to realize that actually we want more. If anyone ever says no to you, if anyone ever says that you cannot do this, realize it is their opinion. And other people's opinions do not matter. They are none of your business. Absolutely none of your business. They might be saying things, and especially in this online world, when we can be typing things behind the protection of a keyboard. It is just so silly when it comes to some form of this technology culture, but that's none of your business. Other people's opinions of you is none of your biz. Your business is to focus on your health. Your business is to focus not on what other people are doing, not comparing yourself to others, but to compare yourself from where you were yesterday. Compare yourself from where you were a week ago. Compare yourself from where you were 6 months, a year ago. You have to know that you are only competing with your own self-growth. No one else, no one what society thinks of us or what people think we should do, because we shouldn't have to do anything in other people's opinions. This is our life. We only live one of them as far as we can kind of know, depending on our belief systems. But if we treat it that way and go, look, this is my life, you know what happens? Time is the only thing which runs out. That's the thing which is getting less and less by the second. So we may as well go all in on ourselves, go all in on our dreams and our purpose, on our goals, on our development, our emotional intelligence, our wholeness, our beingness, and all those things. We've got to realize that our power of focus should not be in other people's mind. You see, those people may be in your mind right now, and they're taking up rent. They are renting your head out, and they're not even paying. They're living inside us because we're repeating them, and we're causing them to be inside and not even paying rent. At least make them pay rent if they're going to be in your mind. So refuse to allow other people to be in your head. Sure, it happens, we're human, but that's why we've been talking about being conscious and waking up to realize that it doesn't have to be that way. It can take time to retrain your mind, but ultimately you can evict those people. You can evict those thoughts and feelings from your mind. Because this is your mind, and this is how we assume back control. So stop renting out other people's opinions inside your mind. We want to be able to invest in time or in transformation, whatever feels really good to you, but invest within yourself, to invest that there's more to be had and there's more to experience and there's more success coming your way. You see, when you shift your attention from all the other people and you realize actually you are powerful in every single way. That maybe those events cause you to go on the inside, dig deep, build that foundation, and then you just speak love and happiness and encouragement to your life and your future self. That decision to do something, that decision to feel more than you could ever imagine, to make those setbacks your time to break through, to come back, and to make the transformation that you want. You see, every big change in our life requires a bigger set of actions. Those bigger set of actions, and that's fine because they're challenges. Don't shy away from doing the work. Don't shy away from our issue. Look at it in the mirror. Look at it and go, look, do you know what? This is happening, but it's going. I'm ready to release whatever I'm experiencing. I'm ready to go through it and grow because of it. Focus on being so consistent to your happiness that no one's ever going to ignore that. That you be the example of what can be done. Rather being a product of other people's thoughts, you are the product of what you create. Allow the world to be a product of your creation because you built this. You decided to build your belief. You decided to start regulating your thoughts. You decided to manage your emotional state. It takes time, but it happens. It gets bigger and better. We've discussed this before. It's like kind of pulling this or pushing up this big boulder up a mountain. This boulder of issues weighs heavily on your back. It just heavy in your hands. But with each step forward, we are making a bigger change. Our legs might start to weaken. They might start to buckle because sometimes the pressure is so hard, but you know there's that part of you inside waiting to break free. And as you push with every step, you move with every muscle, you encourage yourself like you've never encouraged yourself ever before. You give yourself the breath, the opportunity to say, even though I'm going through this, I am more. And you keep on going, you move forward until you get to that peak. It starts to level out. And then you go over the other side. And that is when that big ball starts to disappear. It just builds up that momentum because it's no longer needed. And you look down to that valley and go, do you know what? I did this. I made the change. People may have doubted me, and that is just their opinion. That is maybe what they were told. Maybe society told them that. Maybe their parents told them that. Maybe it was their teacher. Maybe it was their friend. But whatever their reality is, it does not have to be my reality. I can change my perception, and therefore I can change how I see the world around me. So I'm going to be so consistent in being the authentic me, being the unapologetic version of me that goes all in on my desires because I am worth it. That I'm ready to welcome the goodness into my life. I'm going to start radiating my desires. Whatever you desire will desire you too. But we're usually tuned in to the scarcity. We're usually tuned in to the worry and the fear and the anxiety. And that causes us to just get that into our life. So make that decision right here and right now and go, look, I'm ready to do something. I'm ready to engage my thoughts and focus on what I do want. I'm going to look for not why I am like I am. I'm not going to look for those self-validation experiences of my past which make me think, oh, well, that's why, because I did this or that person said that. No, I'm going to look for the how. Not the why I am like I am, but how can I change? What can I do in this moment? What can I do every day? What can I do 3 times this week? What can I do consistently that's going to cause me to be more? To prove to myself. You see, these are not problems. These are challenges. And the challenge is a thing that expands your consciousness. That challenge is going to be the making of you. It's going to cause you to recognize your light within you. It's going to cause you to recognize your own heart. It's going to cause you to recognize your own thoughts. It's going to cause you to recognize who you really are on the inside. You see, one of the things I was thinking about many, many years ago, and it was ultimately rather just being that product to allow life to be a product of what I choose to create, that I give up the illusionary darkness. I give that darkness up and go, I'm going all in on what I want. I'm going to move forward to my desires. No one's going to hold me back. No one's going to get in my way. No one is going to say I cannot do it. And if they do, I'm going to prove them wrong. Not for them, but for me and my psychological, emotional, spiritual, physiological state of mind to be able to be the person I choose to be. So start to focus not on what you don't want, to focus on what you do want. Allow your thoughts to be engaged in your desires. Because when you desire something, when you radiate it, and you make it your priority to feel good, no matter what, to feel better than you are. I mean, if you think about it like that, if you start to just go, look, I'm going to just focus on feeling better than I was a minute ago. I might play that song, I might listen to that podcast, I might watch that movie, I might do some exercise, but my priority is to feel that bit better, that bit happier. Because when I engage into that betterness of me, I'm engaging into my desires. I'm going to start to feel good for what I have and also for what is coming my way. I'm engaging in my my truer self, my future self. I'm going to start to engage in all that thing I want over there, and I'm going to assume that feeling of having achieved it, but also act upon it with conviction. I'm going to start to radiate my desires. I'm going to start to feel what I really want and radiate it in every single way that I'm impossible to be ignored by myself, my unconscious, by the people, to the world, whatever it is. Because whatever I desire is going to desire me too. When I engage in my desire so deeply, I'm deeply aligned with what I want. And what I want is deeply aligned with me because we're that energetic match through thoughts, through feelings, and through our actions. You are deeply aligned. You're getting out the contrast. You're getting out of the misalignment. You see, you can consciously go, well, Joseph, I want this, but there's that part of me unconsciously getting in my way. Well, we need to regain that. We need to be able to get it back on our side. Otherwise, we're sending out split signals. And that is why many people have issues, because they consciously want something, but their unconscious mind is saying no, or it's giving us fear, it's giving us scarcity, it's giving us anxiety, it's saying we're not enough, we're not capable, we're not worthy of our desires. But we've got to get that part of us on our side. We realize that it's trying to do it for a form of protection. We realize that it's trying to do something because it feels like it's protecting us. But we need to evolve it. We need to be able to go, look, you, the unconscious mind, I am the decider. The conscious mind is the goal setter. The unconscious mind is the goal getter. But we haven't been setting our mind in the right place, so the unconscious mind has just been getting everything we don't want. It is feeding off the scarcity. So that's why it's your time, your opportunity to take a stand on what is right. To take a stand on what needs to be done. To commit to it, to be more dedicated than you ever have. Spend as much time in noticing what's happening in your system. Recognize those unconscious stories you've been telling yourself. Recognize those unconscious habits and patterns, those strategies, and start to interrupt them. Be an interrupter. Be the person who's going to be able to go, oh, this is happening. How can I change it? How can I make this shift at the unconscious level to do what has to be done? Don't allow it to go haywire. Allow it to go, this is what's happening. What can I do about this? This is my opportunity to change. That every signal, every symptom that I go through is my cue to do something about it. Every signal or symptom that I have in my system is my opportunity to notice it. That's all it is. Every symptom is a signal for us to pay attention. And once we start paying attention, we got to realize that it's trying to protect us. How can we get it on our side, and how can we move toward the future? You see, your unconscious mind is powerful. We just got to get it on our side. And when you are deeply aligned at that unconscious level, you will get exactly what you want. Yeah, life's going to still throw its challenges, but you'll be more resourceful to deal with it. You'll be more able to interrupt it. It will allow you to actually grow because of it. And that is why we know that things that matter are going to be hard. Things that matter are going to be hard. But what's harder is staying the same, of telling ourselves the same stories, allowing our unconscious mind to spiral out of control, allowing to have that rent in our head to all the people who have ever doubted us. That to me is harder. It might not feel hard in the beginning when it comes to running these issues, but it's been happening for so long, so consistently at that low level, or even a big level, that we become accustomed to it. So in the beginning of transformation, yes, it will feel hard. Yes, we have to wake up to certain things about ourselves. Yes, it takes time to interrupt the pattern. But that short-term pain, and it's not even that painful, it's actually a beautiful experience at times. But that, say, so-called short-term pain is far better than a lifetime of sadness, a lifetime of anxious, a lifetime of doubt, a lifetime of self-sabotage, or feeling like an imposter. To me, that prolonged horribleness is far worse than doing something now. Doing something, waking up and taking it head on and start making that change. And I don't know how long it will take for you. Even if it were to take a whole year of dedication, a whole year of giving up certain things which are not providing value for you. It might be switching off some forms of technology. It might mean giving up that TV show so you actually spend that 45 minutes onto your development. It might mean losing that 15 minutes of sleep so you can wake up and plan your day or reconnect with your unconscious mind and create your day. Sometimes we've got to give things up to get what we really need. Not only do we give up the things we don't want, but sometimes we've got to give up the things we enjoy, so therefore we can get something bigger than what we thought, because those things that we think that we enjoy don't really make us feel good. They're temporary fixes. They're things which just change our state for that moment. But if you start to invest within who you are, in that time, to give up the things that don't really serve you, despite them feeling like they make you change your state or a form of escapism. But if you use that time into yourself whenever you can, be so dedicated into it and really moving into it, that is when the repayment of that decision, the repayment of your actions, that discipline, here's the thing, that discipline will create freedom. It sounds counterintuitive. How does discipline create freedom? Because discipline feels very restrictive. But when you become so disciplined to your happiness, when you become so disciplined to not take on other people's ideas, not being hypnotized by society, being disciplined and having that unshakable, unbreakable mind, when you're so disciplined to yourself, so consistent in who you are, that is where the freedom comes. It's hard in the beginning. We may feel like we'll struggle, but it's okay. It will pass. You'll move through it and grow because of it. And then you'll look back and go, oh my goodness, I haven't felt anxiety for a whole 6 months. Oh my goodness, I haven't doubted myself once. Maybe it popped in, but it then just disappeared. Because that consistency of creating yourself, creating what you desire, making things happen, taking that massive and inspired action, assuming the feeling of having achieved your goal and acting upon it with conviction so you're deeply aligned with your desires, not other people's desires, but what you desire. And yeah, you're going to trip up sometimes still. Yes, you're going to so-called fail, but every failure causes you to grow. Every no gets you closer to the yes. So don't allow it to self-sabotage you. Notice it's part of the journey of transformation. Notice it's an opportunity to see how strong you are and how you can adapt more by being more resourceful. That awakening will be the biggest transformation, more than any goal or desire that you want. That substance, that epiphany, that insight of how strong and powerful you are will be bigger and greater than anything you'll receive because of it. You might say, well, Joseph, I want money. No, you want what money gives you. Oh, Joseph, I want to get that promotion. No, you want what that promotion will give you, not the thing, but the byproduct of it. So be aware of what you want. Notice what it will give you and act upon those feelings, not the thing, but what it will give you. Look into why you want what you want, whether it be external, whether it be internal. You've got to be aware of your drive, the reasons why, and you want to leverage that. If you cannot think of 100 reasons as to why you should change, if you cannot think of 100 other reasons of what it will get you, then you might not want it enough. And that's okay. But if I were you, I'd write down those 100 reasons and then look at them every day and go, this is why I'm making this change. This is who I'm going to become. This is just the version 1 of me. I'm going for the 2.0 version. I'm going to update myself and see how far I can grow. I'm going to recognize that I am more than whatever I think I am, and I'm more than my desires, I'm more than other people's opinions. When I come from that place, nothing's going to throw me off. When everyone says no, I'm going to say yes, because this is something I desire. Everyone else's doubt is their self-perception. It's not who you are. You are more than that. If you want it, go for it. Give yourself the permission to go for your desires, to build yourself up, to create what you desire. Know, realize that you have it all within you. But you got everything you need. And now it's time to just put in the work. Get going, move forward, learn, grow, transform, and be the change that you desire. You got it all. So let's go ahead and make that happen. Make yourself your priority. Because when you make yourself a priority, everyone else is going to get value from that. If you are just everyone else's priority, your energy drops, and therefore they don't even get what they really want in the most fullest way. But once you become your own priority, your own self-value, then they're going to get what they want, or they're going to move away from you because you're no longer being that person who would be easily hypnotized by them. You're vibrating on that psychological level that is a mismatch. But either way, you'll repel the people who no longer serve you, or you'll actually be more than you were before. So make that decision to make that change. It's time to change. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got some value, some insight, but always know that we're connected with all the group here, even on the downloads, and that I always believe in you. If I can change, I sure know you can change. And I've worked with many people in very significant situations, and they can change, and they did change. So if myself and others can, as can you. And I look forward to speaking to you on a future live, on a future episode. Very, very soon. Many thanks, and goodbye.